any sort of inferences that we can draw from the Luna 25 and the Chandrayaan-2 mission to the Chandrayaan-3 mission?
Well, first it's a very unfortunate part that Luna 25 crashed. And, you know, Luna 25 is an automated system. Okay, so what they call it, auto station. While they verify, and it's supposed to be, there should be a loop inside which should take care. It is supposed to work, if suppose you would have soft landed, it would have worked for 1 year. Okay, they had a RTG generator inside it. They had similar experiment as we are going to have in Chandrayaan-3, almost similar experiment. Now, what must have happened is that one of the commands must have gone wrong. See, internally generated commands must have gone wrong. When they generate trigger the command, so from the 100 kilometers orbit, when they were deboosting it to lower frequency, it has, it must have gone into a spin mode, or there must have something else must have happened because it has not come out, and then it crashed. But we cannot say that it crashed because of some technological thing. See, such software glitches do happen. In my opinion, it's a software glitch. They have not explained it. I would also loosely say that somebody has done a PhD, and if you ask him to appear in a, say, graduation examination, and if he doesn't do well, it doesn't mean that capability and competence of the person is less. See, they have come after almost 50 years into this field. Okay, and there must have been some different reasons. It was supposed to be launched in 2021, and it was launched now. So, unfortunate thing did happen, and maybe a failure analysis report, if it becomes public, we'll know about it. But I don't think our mission persons will draw any influence from this one. So, these two things are independent. Okay. If it would have worked, we were not in competition, you know. So it would have complemented, all those scientific results would have complemented to Chandrayaan-3. And Russia is a friendly country. You know, from Aryabhatta onwards they have helped us, so I remember everything.
Okay. So now going ahead and looking at it, the ISRO seems to be quite confident of the fact that this time there will be a soft landing. So looking at the soft landing in itself, what is that which is making ISRO very confident? And I would also want you to shed more light into the laser Doppler, velocimetry instrument as well, which is basically called as the third eye, which was not present in the Chandrayaan-2 but is present in the Chandrayaan-3. And what are the sort of differences that we are speaking in terms of algorithms?
See, it's first and foremost it's almost like Chandrayaan-2. Okay, we are having a communication with the orbiter. As far as communication links are concerned, they are almost like this. What we planned earlier was that 200 kilobits of communication link, which has become 500 kilobits. So we'll get a faster data rates. Okay. Now, what are the changes done? First is there is a more propellant put inside the lander itself. So suppose if it's not able to land on a proper place, a desired place, then still it can go round and come back after a few days, or maybe even after 1 month it can land. I mean, that sort of capability is built in. Another thing is that a lot of software changes have been done. That takes, and dispersion limits have been increased. See, when we talk about earlier, suppose we had a 50 Newton dispersion, now it has been made to 80 Newton thrusters. Now, earlier we had a 5 rockets, which was slightly more. It was not slightly, it was quite more than what is needed. Now we have got 4 rockets. The slew rate is where we can control the flow of the liquid inside it, like hydrogen, oxidizer, because these are all liquid engines. They can be controlled, they can be stopped. So we can control it. We can also, the nozzle also can be changed slightly. It's called slew rate. It's like this, suppose you want to change the you take a water tap. Okay, I can always change it flow. If I make a full throttle, full water will come out. Otherwise, I can control it. That sort of thing. Roughly, it's not exactly the same, but roughly like that. So we can control the thrust. We can vary the thrust. We can have 2 motors or 4 thrusters or 2 thrusters as per the need requirement. Then there is a closed loop inside it. Okay, and the closed loop will take care how much it should be there. So now when so we have got 3 stages here, rough braking. and after that navigation. So presently navigation, what's the get it through the whatsoever is there, gyros inside, etc. And then we have got a laser gyro inside, which is very accurate. But any gyro has got a dispersion,
Okay.
it deviates from another. So we have got a star sensor. We had a star sensor there also. We have got a star sensor, and these gyros will be getting calibrated just during the rough braking, and after that there is. So there will be absolute calibration of the navigation, which perhaps was missing in that. Then we have got a fine braking. So when it comes to fine braking, when it comes to around say 800 meters or so, then the fine braking starts, and thrusters will firing. It will be gravity will be compensated. Now the question which you asked, what happened last time, because thruster was more.
Yeah.
The dispersion of the algorithm and the sensors could not take care of the larger thrusters.
Okay.
Suppose it would have acted some few seconds more, maybe it would have taken care. So those things have been taken care here this time.
Okay.
Now another thing is laser velocity Doppler, laser Doppler velocity meter has been added here. So that will exactly tell what is the velocity.
Okay.
Now velocity means when it comes from the say 25 kilometers. Now we are in 25 kilometers per AG.
Okay.
So when 25 meters it comes, it has got two velocities. One is the horizontal, another the vertical. Presently when it comes, it's only the horizontal velocity. So vertical velocity is almost nil. When you give some tilts, 12 degree, etc., some vertical velocity also will come. So when it comes to the fine braking, the horizontal velocity has to be almost brought to the nil.
Okay.
And vertical velocity only need to be done. The vertical velocity has to be controlled less than around 2 meters per second. There is a margin has been kept that it could go up to 3 meters per second, which was not the margin last time. Second thing is the legs are there, where it can up to 3 meters or slightly more than 3 meters per second. Even rough landing it can tolerate. Another thing has been done is that there are 4 legs. You must have seen in the photograph.
Yes.
So even if the one leg is on the slope, suppose it's at the edge of a crater or like that, still it will remain, in a stable position. That's another thing. Then there is a hazard detecting camera is there.
Camera. Yeah.
So hazard detecting camera will tell where to, what sort of, whether there is a crater or there is a boulder or etc., where it should land. Then there are another 2 cameras are there.
Okay.
So that also takes care of this one. If you take the total thing in this one, then all these things will make it quite comfortable for it. Then added to that one, it can hover, like helicopter hovers, or drone hovers.
Yes.
So it can hover. Suppose it's not in a desired place, you don't find it. It can go to a different place. If you are not able to land at all, then after 1 month also it can go and it can come. That sort of extra fuel is there.
Okay.
See, even in the payload module, they've estimated around 150 to 160 kilograms of extra fuel is there.
Okay.
Here also fuel has been put because we are using the orbiter of Chandrayaan-3. So there is extra fuel in the lander also. So similar things have been done. There are many changes have been done, and basically the all dispersions have been taken care. You have got larger dispersions.
Okay.
And closed loop corrections can be there. So all those things take care, that one. And then there is a star sensor also takes care. So the calibration of the total thing will be better.
Okay.
Now coming to another thing is that there is a camera which takes the photograph.
Correct.
Already some photographs of that particular portion which has been taken by Orbiter 2 have been uploaded on that one. So they can do the comparison, the accuracy, what you call picture to picture accuracy is on the order of 25 centimeter of Orbiter 2. In my personal opinion, Chandrayaan-2 was a success, except that we could not do the soft landing. So those pictures are available. So we have got pictures of that area.
Okay.
And it will compare itself and then land it. So that's why, because of the so many redundancies there is a redundancy at the instrument level. We call it roughly.
Okay.
I won't call it redundancy. Algorithms are much more strong. Algorithms can take care of the dispersions.
Okay.
There are more sensors are there, more cameras are there, and the laser Doppler velocity meter that takes care of most of the things. And the hazard point camera is there. we call it hazard avoidance camera.
Yeah.
So all those things will take. So we are very confident we'll land properly. We are already at 25 kilometers perigee, and till now no glitch has come.
Okay, so if we are looking at the the lander hazard detection avoidance camera, which you were speaking about, LHDAC, what is the time of a transmission that is required once it takes an image and sends it over? So does this happen in split second, or does this take a long time?
No, it does not take a time. There is automatically inside everything is automatic. The processors are take care. There is no intervention from top.
Okay. Okay.
So the time you don't take into account. Those timings are there. Timings are in a fraction of a
milliseconds. So we will definitely obviously have the edge as well.
Yeah.
So now going ahead and looking at it, we are looking at this entire project around 615 to 650 crores is what Chandrayaan-3 has costed us, whereas if we look at the Luna 3, it has costed us about 1,950 crore rupees too. So if you're looking at the entire case, we have reduced we have reduced the cost completely. It is 1/3 of what the Luna 25 mission was, but also at the same point of time, if you look at the rover capacity, the capability as well, it can survive for 14 days on moon, whereas the Luna 25 was 1 year as well. Could we have increased it as well, because it could have gone ahead and increased our use cases too?
See, our system is based on solar panels and batteries. Okay, and batteries and solar panels and electronics particularly is designed for temperatures around minus 50 to minus 60 degree Celsius. But in the lunar nights, the temperatures go minus 100 and beyond, minus 100, minus 20, minus 150 it can go. So whole electronics etc. Almost becomes dead. As far as Luna is concerned, they've got an internal generator.
Okay.
I don't know, they have not given the details, but I feel it's a radioisotope generator, what we call it RTG. So that gives the heat, and that can heat up the total system, that gives the power to the electronics. So once it's heated up, you can, all things can be the same. Now it's my personal opinion, there is no official confirmation.
Okay.
I feel that our experience etc. is there, and maybe in the next lunar daytime, after getting slightly heated, total system may come up. It's a wishful thinking.
It may come up.
It may come up. It's wishful thinking.
Okay. So looking at the entire larger picture now, there might be a question for the common man who might ask, what is the use cases of Chandrayaan-3? What are we trying to determine out of this? We are going ahead and 650 crores is being spent on this mission. So in broad layman's perspective, what will be the use cases of Chandrayaan-3, and what are the main objectives of this entire mission?
Okay. As far as objectives of ISRO are concerned, technology gets proven, soft landing technology gets proven. Then many technologies, many instruments, sensors get proven, or algorithms get proven, and it also says that yes, we can do the soft landing. Suppose if you go to Mars, the landing process there is a different, because there is an atmosphere, so we may have to large parachute and all those things are there. But we can go there. We are already going to Mars orbiter, etc. So we can go to the different planets. That's as far as technology part is concerned of ISRO. Okay, and now as far as the layman's person is concerned, as a layman, I'll say, suppose if we land there, the whole country's pride goes up.
Yes.
Okay. I was talking to an auto person, when I was replying to you.
Okay.
Then I think he understands. He says, he asked me in Hindi, सब चंद्रयान पर चला जाएगा, उतर जाएगा, सही बनेगा, बिल्कुल उतर जाएगा, बहुत अच्छी बात होगी. So a layman, he feels pride. Okay, he is not associated with ISRO, he is not associated with the technology, but his self-pride goes up. Whole country is watching for it, so country's pride goes up. So I say this is layman thing. Second thing is that the scientific data which is going to come, that will feed quite a bit to our understanding of the moon's, how moon came into existence. There are 4 theories about how moon came into existence. That's a later topic, one can talk about it.
Yes.
But not only this can also, there are, very precious elements are there. Because that, 3 payloads which will go on the lander, and 2 which will go on the Gaganyaan rover.
Yes.
So that all together, if you see, if you talk about the regolith of the moon, you know, it can find out magnesium, silicon, calcium, even the a lot of abundance of oxygen is there in oxide form. And silica is there. And it could be, more rare earth elements were there, and the radioactive element like helium-3.
Helium-3.
Okay, isotope that can be there, and water, of course. Everybody looking south means there should be a water. So water we found out from Chandrayaan-1. We found out from both the payload and also the moon impact probe. We had a mass spectrograph. So that itself showed that there is a water traces. It was not announced at the time. I was in ISRO at the time, but it was not announced. But we knew it was found out, which was confirmed later on by the experiments or payloads which were there on the Chandrayaan-1 orbiter. And another thing is that what we have got the pictures using the orbiter 2. If you put the total, we can have a beautiful model of the total, geometry, geography, geology, all together of the moon. So all these things are scientific things. Now those scientific experiments will enrich our knowledge about the regolith of the moon, also how universe is formed, etc. It also gives a way that maybe in the future we can launch something, we can put a telescope there. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking that we will go and have a colony there, which is very much possible in the next 15 to 20 years. It may possible we will put a man there, and it's possible. But we can put a telescope there. If you go on the other side of the moon, I'm talking about a far
side of the moon.
Far ahead of what thinking. Suppose if I put a telescope that side, maybe optical or maybe radio telescope, I don't get an interference from the Earth. That if you look from there, moon, there's a lot of optical noise is there, and electromagnetic noise is there, which other side. So we can find out from the other planets what other planets are, how the universe looks like. That if you go on the other side, I'm talking. Thinking far ahead of
them. Yeah.
What can be done. Another thing is that suppose if we are successful, we go next time, we can go with the larger payloads. Okay, and hopefully things do work in the orbiter, so we can go for larger payload. We can go to the other planets. So technology improves. Now this what I told you about hovering thing. It's already there in the helicopters.
Okay.
It could be that along with the very sophisticated take a drone, etc., which can be used by defense. You can put this hazard monitor cameras, you can put the laser velocity Doppler meter, and the laser gyros. It can be used on ground also.
Okay.
So the technology will be available, the confidence will be there, the country's pride will go up, and more so in the present, geopolitical environment.
Now you are saying that we can in fact inhabit moon, if not today, if not in the coming year, maybe in the future. Can the moon also be used as a stopgap for India to launch interplanetary missions? Say we set up a space station there, and can it be used as that sort of stopgap? Even is all of that being considered here?
Well, as a private citizen and as a technologist, I see a very finite probability of doing that thing. Maybe at an international collaboration. See, this will open the ways, open the means, and open the way for international collaboration. See, if you already we are signed with Artemis 2.
Yes.
Okay. So maybe ESA will come, Japan. We are also signed a contract with Japan, an MOU with Japan. So all these things come together. Maybe we'll participate in the overall. So maybe international total thing will go and we'll participate in that one. We can contribute much more than that what others are doing it.
Okay, wonderful. So you were speaking about minerals as well as rare earth metals as well. So if you say that there is the presence of water, or it has already been confirmed now, that means to say that there is also oxygen, there is also hydrogen, mainly liquid hydrogen is what we are looking at. And especially helium-3 is something which is very interesting, which everybody wants to look into, because today we are speaking about net zero energy. And helium-3, if you compare it to uranium, it is 100 times more powerful, has more energy, and it's clean energy of the best. So is the ISRO looking at particular in terms of any sort of rare earth metals which is non-radioactive, such as the helium-3?
Not as of now.
Okay.
But as a private citizen and a technologist, there is a finite probability that in next decade, along with the international collaboration or on its own, India may go for it.
Okay. Will Chandrayaan-3 be the stepping stone to success for India's most ambitious project, the ISRO's most ambitious project, which is the Gaganyaan?
As an ex-ISRO man, I will say that everything which we do, with the success we take it as a stepping stone for the further thing. So, if I would like to agree with you.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for giving your precious time and speaking to Republic as well. So, clearly going ahead and putting it in layman's terms, the sort of technology that is on board the Chandrayaan-3, apart from which we are also speaking about the use cases and how Chandrayaan-3 could potentially become the stepping stone to success for India's most ambitious project, which is the Gaganyaan.